Chapter 61. President of the Three Campus Beauties. The atmosphere at the dining table was lively, and Su Zhe felt as though he had become part of a big family. One drink enough? Or would you like some more? Lin Shiqing asked with concern. Su Zhe smiled and shook his head. That's enough. If I drink too much, I might upset my stomach. All right then, how about sharing some cake with me? She continued. Lin Xiaohua coughed lightly, his expression stern. Focus on the drink, not the chatter. Lin Shiqing glanced at her father, her tone playful. I'm just talking to Su Zhe. Dad, I've always talked while drinking. Why stop me now? Lin Xiaohua had no comeback. Su Zhe interjected quickly. Shiqing, you can have the cake. I'm good. Lin Xiaohua shot Su Zhe a subtle glare, grinding his teeth in frustration. This kid is stealing my jam right before my eyes. He sighed inwardly. Fate is cruel to fathers. Bai Ying and Yi Hui watched the exchange with amusement. Bai Ying, ever the romantic, secretly rooted for Lin Shiqing and Su Zhe to fall in love. If they did, it'd be historic. The first love story between a blood master and a blood slave in the Lin clan's history, she thought excitedly. And they're such a striking pair. They're practically made for each other. Breakfast concluded, and Yi Hui drove Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing to campus. After the previous Rolls-Royce was damaged, Yi Hui had switched to driving a spacious SUV with tinted windows to block sunlight. I have class first thing this morning, Lin Shiqing said as they drove. It's with one of my favorite professors. She teaches ancient poetry. What about you? Don't you have class? Let's meet after and catch up. I might even bring some friends. Friends? Su Zhe asked, surprised. Lin Shiqing gave him a sidelong glance. What, you think I don't have friends? I sponsor the Korean dance club, the house dance club, and the animation club. Of course, I've made some connections. Su Zhe blinked, recalling the extravagant performances those clubs held every year. Their costumes and props always seemed limitless, and now he knew why. Not bad, he admitted. He'd seen the presidents of these clubs before during events. Choi Xiaoxi, the Korean dance club president, was a tall and confident performer with long, toned legs and an elegant presence. Yi Xi, who led the house dance club, was a petite and adorable girl, always dressed in cute, youthful styles. And then there was Gu Shuyi, the animation club president, who exuded a regal, sophisticated air despite secretly being an anime enthusiast. These three were icons at Manhwa University, and their beauty had even caught the attention of a film crew scouting for potential stars. Though flattered, the trio had chosen to remain students, which sparked heated discussions on the school forums. Together with Lin Shiqing and Su Zhe's ex-girlfriend Su Zhe, they made up the unofficial list of the campus's 5 beauties. When they arrived at the school, Yi Hui pulled up to the main gate. Miss, we're here. Shall I escort you inside? No need, I've got it. Lin Shiqing waved him off, then hesitated. Oh, do I need an umbrella? It's for the sun, not rain, Yi Hui reminded. Su Zhe glanced at the sleek black umbrella. Right, he thought, she's a vampire. It's easy to forget sometimes. She looks so normal. Lin Shiqing stepped out first, unfurling the umbrella. The morning sun filtered through the trees, casting dappled light on her. Though it didn't harm her, it made her visibly uncomfortable. Her strength would also diminish under prolonged exposure. Students nearby immediately pulled out their phones to snap pictures. Lin Shiqing rarely appeared on campus, and her visits were always an event. Noticing the cameras, Lin Shiqing shot a cold glare in their direction, silencing the crowd. Her commanding presence was undeniable, and with a single look, the students hurriedly pocketed their phones. Let's go, Su Zhe said, walking up beside her. Lin Shiqing nodded, and together they entered the campus. The teaching building wasn't far, but they split up upon arrival. Su Zhe, a computer science major, headed to his classroom, while Lin Shiqing, an ancient literature student, went to hers. Their fields of study couldn't have been more different. His was a pragmatic choice pushed by his family, who believed it guaranteed a stable income, while hers was a reflection of her passion. Su Zhe entered his advanced mathematics class, feeling a wave of nostalgia. It had been a while since he'd last attended school, and the familiar energy of students bustling to and from their lectures was oddly comforting. Chapter 62 Compromise. When Su Zhe walked into the classroom, his eyes landed on Zhang Zilin, a familiar face among his classmates. In college, even within the same major, familiarity wasn't guaranteed. Most connections could only be described as casual acquaintances. With classmates hailing from all over the country, Su Zhe had spent several semesters in classes with some of them and still didn't know their names. Zhang Zilin, however, stood out, a chubby guy with a love for an open-world game called Yuanshin and a penchant for anime. These hobbies combined gave him the unmistakable aura of a two-dimensional otaku. Su Zhe had tried inviting Zhang Zilin to group activities several times, but he always declined, claiming, "How could these three-dimensional girls compare to my two-dimensional wife?" Today, as Su Zhe walked behind him, Zhang Zilin was unsurprisingly glued to his phone, immersed in Yuanshin. Although he had already reached the game's grassroots stage and cleared most of the current content, he still diligently completed his daily missions. Still playing? Is it really that fun? Su Zhe asked, genuinely curious. He had never understood the appeal, perhaps because he wasn't the target audience. Zhang Zilin jumped, startled by Su Zhe's voice. Spinning around, he exclaimed, "Su Zhe, you're back at last." Having been away for half a month, Su Zhe's return was met with an enthusiastic greeting. Zhang Zilin couldn't help but notice he looked different, more muscular and radiating confidence. "Long time no see," Su Zhe said, sitting down beside him. "I thought you'd flunked out. You've been gone so long." Su Zhe rolled his eyes. "Can't you wish something good for me for once?" "All right, fine. Maybe you landed a sugar mama and skipped school because you've got life all figured out now. Am I right?" Su Zhe froze for a moment. Zhang Zilin's offhand guess had hit dangerously close to the truth, though not entirely. "Wait a second," Zhang Zilin said, his eyes widening. "You're not telling me I'm right, are you?" He grabbed Su Zhe's arm, grinning. "Come on, good buddy, don't forget about me when you're living large." "You're talking nonsense again," Su Zhe said, brushing him off. "Actually, I've been dating a vampire lately." Zhang Zilin snorted. "Yeah, sure. You may as well say you're cultivating immortality while you're at it. Believe what you want." Su Zhe shrugged. Sometimes, telling the truth was the fastest way to be doubted. Zhang Zilin quickly returned to his game. Watching him, Su Zhe asked, "So, what's so great about this game anyway?" "I think it's pretty fun," Zhang Zilin replied without looking up. Then, as if remembering something, he suddenly said, "By the way, I need a favor." Su Zhe raised an eyebrow, wary. "What is it?" "Don't tell me it's money," Su Zhe guessed. Zhang Zilin had a track record. Whenever he had something, it was almost always about borrowing money. "You got me," Zhang Zilin admitted, looking sheepish. "I've had terrible luck with pulls this time and blew through this month's living expenses. Help me out, would you?" Shaking his head in exasperation, Su Zhe said, "I can't believe you spent all your money just to draw cards. I'll lend you 1,000, but that's it." Despite now being well off, Su Zhe believed in setting boundaries. Still, he knew Zhang Zilin was reliable about repaying loans, so he handed over the money without hesitation. "Thank you, brother Zhe. You're a godsend," Zhang Zilin said, grinning as he immediately returned to his game. With some time left before class, Su Zhe opened the school forum on his phone. To his surprise, he saw a recent post featuring a photo of himself. The image captured him standing beside a luxury car, with Lin Shiqing, school beauty and owner of the car, holding a black umbrella nearby. The scene had been snapped that morning, and Su Zhe knew it would stir up gossip. "Well, Su Zhe," Zhang Zilin said suddenly, pulling him from his thoughts. "The first class is with Master Extinction. After skipping so many sessions, you're in for it." Su Zhe smirked. He wasn't worried. Senior mathematics instructor Zhu Minjing, nicknamed Master Extinction for her fiery temper, had already been briefed by the administration to leave him alone. The bell rang, and Zhu Minjing strode into the room. As her gaze swept the class, her eyes briefly met Su Zhe's at the back. Her expression froze for a split second before she hurriedly looked away, remembering the stern warning from the department head not to provoke him. Today, we'll discuss the general solution to second-order homogeneous linear differential equations, she began, diving straight into her lecture. Zhang Zilin gaped. What the hell, are you okay? Low profile, Su Zhe replied with a sly grin. Zhang Zilin was skeptical. She's probably biding her time to call you out after class. Believe what you want, Su Zhe said, leaning back confidently. Despite her strict reputation, Zhu Minjing's teaching methods were outdated, and her lectures had a reputation for being painfully dull. Students openly fiddled with their phones or whispered with friends, and she rarely intervened unless someone's behavior was blatantly disruptive. For Su Zhe, staying awake was a challenge. His enhanced mental capabilities meant he grasped concepts almost instantly, making the rest of the lecture feel unnecessary. Still, he couldn't help but marvel at how far he'd come. With his current abilities, acing the college entrance exams, getting into a post-grad program would have been a breeze. As the class dragged on, Su Zhe noted the irony of it all. Only weeks ago, he had openly challenged this teacher, hanging up on her mid-call. Now, he sat in her class, unbothered, while she pretended not to notice him. How quickly things had changed. Chapter 63, Lin Shirqing's Best Friend Group. In classroom 302, during the morning lecture, 3 strikingly beautiful girls sat next to Lin Shirqing, each with her own unique charm. They were Lin Shirqing's closest friends on campus, a group affectionately referred to as her best friend squad. The trio consisted of Cui Xiaoxi, president of the Korean Dance Club, Gu Shuyi, president of the Animation Club, and Yi Shiner, president of the House Dance Club. When the 4 of them sat together, their combined presence was magnetic, drawing stares from across the classroom. Some boys quietly snapped photos and messaged their friends, urging them to come to witness this rare gathering of campus royalty. "Xiao Qingqing, I've missed you so much," exclaimed Yi Shiner, her adorable, baby-faced expression lighting up. Despite her petite stature of 1.56 meters, her figure was surprisingly curvy, a detail she was not shy about flaunting. She threw her arms around Lin Shirqing's shoulders, pulling her close with playful exuberance. "You're lucky I didn't kidnap you during your mysterious absence." Lin Shirqing, caught off guard, rolled her eyes. All right, stop squeezing me like that. You're making me question my own assets." Yi Shiner giggled, her soft, sweet voice like a melody. "Don't worry, Xiao Qingqing, you're plenty blessed. But I can't help it. You're just so huggable." Cui Xiaoxi, ever the composed leader, smiled knowingly. "Lin Shirqing, you've been scarce lately. What's been keeping you so busy?" "Just some family matters," Lin Shirqing replied with practiced ease, brushing off the question. Gu Shuyi, the ever-curious and slightly mischievous one, leaned in. "Family matters, huh? Or maybe a certain someone named Su Zhe? We heard you asked for his WeChat a while back. Spill it. How far have you 2 gone?" Lin Shirqing lightly swatted Gu Shuyi's arm. "Stay out of adult business, kids." Yi Shiner's large, doe-like eyes filled with mock tears, and she pouted dramatically. "Xiao Qingqing doesn't love me anymore." Lin Shirqing sighed, clearly used to her friend's antics. "Enough with the theatrics. I actually called you all here for a reason. There's someone I want you to meet. Let's just say he's going to be a new addition to our circle." "Hey!" Yi Shiner perked up, her curiosity piqued. Cui Xiaoxi and Gu Shuyi exchanged intrigued glances. "Don't tell us." "It's Su Zhe," Gu Shuyi guessed, her tone teasing. Lin Shirqing smirked but said nothing, leaving her friends hanging. When class ended, Lin Shirqing led her curious group to Su Zhe's classroom on the 4th floor. The walk was filled with playful banter as they speculated about the mystery man. At the door to room 410, Lin Shirqing's eyes immediately found Su Zhe. A small smile tugged at her lips, surprising even herself. She hadn't realized how much she missed him. Meanwhile, her friends were quick to notice her expression. Ah, so it is him, Yi Shiner whispered, her tone teasing. Inside, Su Zhe's friend, Zhang Zilin, noticed their arrival. His eyes widened when he spotted a familiar face. President, he called, waving excitedly at Gu Shui. Zhang Zilin, what are you doing here? Gu Shui asked, just as surprised. Attending class, of course. What about you? Aren't you supposed to be in the grammar department? The two quickly launched into a spirited conversation. Zhang Zilin, a proud member of the animation club, had always looked up to Gu Shui. They bonded over their shared love for anime and games, often collaborating on club projects. Lin Shiqing turned to her friends and gestured to Su Zhe, who had been watching the scene with mild amusement. Everyone, this is Su Zhe. You probably recognize him already. Su Zhe nodded politely at the introductions, recognizing the girls as prominent figures on campus. This is Yi Shiner, president of the House Dance Club, Lin Shiqing began. And this is Chui Xiaoxi, president of the Korean Dance Club. You already know Gu Shui, right? Su Zhe greeted them politely, feeling slightly overwhelmed by the group's collective energy and charm. As the introductions wrapped up, Lin Shiqing couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. She had brought two important parts of her life together, and the warmth of her friend group filled the air with a sense of belonging. Though she wouldn't admit it aloud, her feelings for Su Zhe were becoming clearer, and her friends, sharp as they were, noticed it too. But for now, they let her enjoy the moment, keeping their teasing to a minimum. As they left the classroom together, it was evident to everyone watching that this was no ordinary group of students. Lin Shiqing's best friend squad had just welcomed a surprising new member. Chapter 64. Let me go on stage to accompany you? Once the six of them met, they naturally split into two groups. One group included Su Zhe, Lin Shiqing, Chui Xiaoxi, and Yi Shiner. The other consisted of Zhang Zilin and his club president, Gu Shui. Hey, have you seen the latest show? It's fantastic. The male lead has such a tragic backstory, but he gets his revenge later. All those who bullied him get what they deserve. It's so satisfying, Zhang Zilin exclaimed, animatedly recounting the plot. Gu Shui gave him a side eye. Isn't your taste usually more, let's say, questionable? When did you start liking these revenge dramas? Ahem, President, don't smear my reputation. I'm a gentleman, Zhang Zilin protested. That show was recommended by someone else. I don't usually watch that kind of stuff. Su Zhe watched their exchange with mild exasperation. Anyone overhearing them might think they were discussing some deep philosophical topic, when in reality, they were just two geeks geeking out. On the other side, Chui Xiaoxi smiled at Su Zhe. I've only ever seen you in short videos before, but meeting you in person, you're even more handsome. Before becoming a vampire, Su Zhe's complexion was average at best, with visible pores and rough skin. But since his transformation, his skin had become flawless, smooth, and radiant, the kind anyone would envy. Combined with his lean frame and fair complexion, it wasn't surprising he drew attention. Thank you, Su Zhe replied with a polite smile. Yi Shiner sighed enviously. Xiao Qingqing, I wish my boyfriend were as good-looking as yours. Lin Shiqing froze, her face heating up. Su Zhe and I are just friends. Don't start any rumors. But Yi Shiner and Chui Xiaoxi exchanged knowing looks, their disbelief evident. Lin Shiqing turned to Su Zhe, clearly flustered. Okay, enough small talk. Back to business. Tonight's the joint dance club party, and the pianist we hired canceled at the last minute. Su Zhe, you're up. Me? Su Zhe blinked, confused. Sure, he played the piano, but he'd never performed publicly. Wasn't it a bit much to throw him on stage out of nowhere? Why not just use pre-recorded music? Do you really need live piano accompaniment? He asked. Lin Shiqing shook her head. The party's meant to showcase the best performances. We have a full live band, drums, guitars, cellos, violins, and of course piano. That's pretty professional, Su Zhe admitted, impressed. Of course, Yi Shiner chimed in. It's a big deal, featuring various styles, Korean dance, contemporary, classical, and traditional ethnic dances. Everything's been carefully planned. Su Zhe realized he'd been roped in as the solution to their problem. He sighed but nodded. All right, I'll give it a shot. Just don't hold it against me if I mess up. It'll be fine. Cui Xiaoxi reassured him quickly. She glanced at Lin Shiqing, recalling the message she'd received a few days ago. Lin Shiqing had specifically funded the event with one condition. The accompaniment group couldn't have a pianist because she had someone special in mind for the role. Now, watching Lin Shiqing steal glances at Su Zhe, Cui Xiaoxi understood everything. Lin Shiqing wasn't just helping organize the party. She'd orchestrated this to hear Su Zhe play. How interesting. The group parted ways for lunch, agreeing to meet at the rehearsal hall in the afternoon. Lin Shiqing and Su Zhe chose a private theater to relax. They ordered a comedy film and shared a bucket of popcorn. To be honest, I've never performed on stage before, Su Zhe said, a touch of nervousness creeping into his voice. This is going to be a challenge. Lin Shiqing turned to him, her eyes warm. You play beautifully. It'd be a shame if no one got to hear it. She wasn't lying. The memory of Su Zhe playing piano for her was still vivid, and she'd wanted to hear him again ever since. The truth was, she had arranged for Su Zhe to perform not just to save the party, but because she couldn't resist hearing him play. Still, she didn't want to come off too eager. It would be embarrassing if her feelings were obvious. Lin Shiqing stole a glance at Su Zhe. Why don't you just confess already? She thought. If you confess, I'll act reserved for a few days before agreeing. Probably. But then again, they'd only known each other for 2 weeks. Wouldn't it seem a little rushed? She shook off her conflicting emotions. At least I'll get to hear him play tonight. Meanwhile, Su Zhe was oblivious to her inner turmoil, fully engrossed in the movie and laughing at the jokes. That afternoon, the group reconvened at the rehearsal hall. Cui Xiaoxi handed Su Zhe the sheet music. 17 pieces in total, 15 of which are piano-focused and more classical. Su Zhe stared at the stack in surprise. Wait, isn't this supposed to be a dance party? Why is it mostly piano music? Well, the theme this year emphasizes classical dance. So, yeah, Cui Xiaoxi avoided his gaze. It wasn't entirely a lie, but she couldn't admit Lin Shiqing had deliberately chosen piano-heavy pieces just to hear him play. Su Zhe sighed. This was going to be a long night. Chapter 65. Lin Shiqing's Jealousy. The lecture hall was buzzing with activity as performers prepared for the evening showcase. Su Zhe stood amidst the bustling crowd, scanning the spacious venue and the vibrant stage, which was already alive with excitement. Cui Xiaoxi couldn't help but smirk at Lin Shiqing's elaborate arrangements. Hiring a professional performance group and a troupe of dance academy girls just to hear him play the piano? She thought, only Lin Shiqing would go to such lengths. The perks of being rich, I suppose. Amid the sea of performers, a familiar face caught Su Zhe's attention. Kong Hao, he called out, recognizing the guitarist standing nearby. Kong Hao turned, his medium-length hair swaying slightly as he looked toward the voice. His artistic demeanor and smooth, polished look hadn't changed. Su Zhe, is that you? The two shared a firm handshake, their smiles reflecting the nostalgia of past camaraderie. I can't believe it's you. Long time no see, man, Su Zhe said, patting Kong Hao's shoulder. Kong Hao chuckled. Yeah, it's been ages. What brings you here? Are you part of tonight's performance? Before Su Zhe could respond, Lin Shiqing approached, her curiosity piqued by their interaction. Su Zhe, is this a friend of yours? She asked, her tone casual yet laced with subtle interest. Su Zhe nodded. Yes, this is Kong Hao. He's an incredible guitarist, and we've known each other since our first year. Kong Hao turned to Lin Shiqing, his gaze briefly registering her elegance. Her poised demeanor and aristocratic beauty were unmistakable. Hello, Lin Shiqing, Kong Hao greeted, flashing a polite smile. Lin Shiqing raised an eyebrow, intrigued. You know me? Kong Hao chuckled. Is there anyone in our school who doesn't? You're quite the sensation on the forum. Photos of you are everywhere. Su Zhe grinned. It's true, Shiqing. The moment you step onto campus, the forum lights up with posts about you. Lin Shiqing sighed. I really don't understand the obsession. Every time I come to school, I feel like I'm being watched. It's natural, Su Zhe replied. You're the perfect storm, beauty, wealth, and grace. People are curious, that's all. Kong Hao's smile deepened as he observed the dynamic between the two. The familiarity in Su Zhe's tone and Lin Shiqing's attentiveness spoke volumes. By the way, Kong Hao said, are you the master pianist everyone's been buzzing about for tonight's performance? Back in the day, so many girls lined up just to learn piano from you. Lin Shiqing's ears perked up. Girls lined up for Su Zhe? Her brows furrowed slightly, a subtle flicker of jealousy passing across her face. Su Zhe waved off the praise. Master? Far from it. If anything, you're the real master here. Lin Shiqing's expression didn't soften. Her mind was racing. So many girls, huh? Not anymore. Kong Hao led Su Zhe around to meet the other musicians. The group was vibrant, filled with talented individuals, but one introduction stood out. This is Lu Churen, our violinist, Kong Hao said. Su Zhe's eyes widened slightly. He recognized her from the campus forum. Lu Churen had a quiet grace, with a charm that reminded him of a classic milk tea advertisement. Hello, Su Zhe greeted with a nod. Hello, Lu Churen replied, her tone polite yet distant. From across the room, Lin Shiqing was ostensibly engaged in conversation with Yi Xin'er and Cui Xiaoxi. In reality, her attention kept drifting towards Su Zhe. Who is that girl? She wondered, watching the interaction with a growing sense of unease. Noticing her wandering gaze, Cui Xiaoxi smirked. Shiqing, if you're so concerned about Su Zhe, why not just go over there? You're going to hurt your neck craning like that. Lin Shiqing's face flushed slightly. What? I wasn't looking at him. Don't be ridiculous. Cui Xiaoxi laughed. Sure, whatever you say. But anyone can see you're jealous. Lin Shiqing bristled at the remark, but didn't retort. Deep down, she knew Cui Xiaoxi was right. Meanwhile, Su Zhe finished his introductions and turned his attention to the rehearsal. With only a few hours left before the performance, there was no time to waste. As he moved to the piano, Lin Shiqing watched him closely, her earlier jealousy simmering into a quiet determination. I'll make sure no one else gets too close, she resolved. Not while I'm around. Chapter 66. A Sparkling Stage and Hidden Emotions. For Su Zhe, there's always a first time for everything. As he took his seat at the piano amidst the accompaniment group, he initially felt out of place. Collaborating with other musicians, particularly in such a high-stakes environment, was a new challenge. However, after about half an hour of rehearsals, the group's coordination improved significantly. The dancers, students from Manhwa University's dance department, had already trained extensively using recorded accompaniments. The ensemble's role now was to breathe life into the performance with live music. Su Zhe's fingers moved deftly across the piano keys, perfectly syncing with the rhythm of drums and electric guitar. The modern dance tracks, with their loud beats and vibrant energy, weren't his favorite. He preferred the dreamy elegance of classical piano compositions, pieces that resonated like flowing water, delicate and pure. Yet his professionalism didn't falter. Every note he struck complemented the overall harmony. On stage, the dancers displayed grace and precision. Their well-proportioned figures, the result of years of training, were captivating under the dazzling lights. But Su Zhe had no time to admire them. His focus remained solely on the piano, where each note demanded precision in pitch, dynamics, and tempo. In the audience, Lin Shiqing's attention was entirely on Su Zhe. Her gaze lingered on him, unwavering, as if the stage lights were meant for him alone. She frowned slightly, noticing how dimly lit the accompaniment group was in comparison to the dancers. Xiaoxi, she whispered, nudging her friend. Talk to the lighting engineer and have them adjust the lights. I want more focus on the accompaniment group, especially the piano. Cui Xiaoxi chuckled knowingly, but obliged. Moments later, Su Zhe found himself bathed in a soft spotlight, much to his surprise. Why the sudden attention on the accompaniment? He thought briefly before refocusing on the music. Lin Shiqing, however, couldn't be happier. Watching the light cascade around Su Zhe, highlighting his calm concentration, made her heart race. She barely noticed the dancers anymore. Her world was centered on him. After an hour of intense rehearsal, Su Zhe finally had a break. Unlike the other musicians who played intermittently, Su Zhe had been the backbone of nearly every piece. His unbroken performance felt more like a solo recital, with others merely supporting his melody. As he stood to stretch, violinist Lu Chern approached, her face lighting up with admiration. "Senior Su, your piano playing is amazing," she exclaimed, her eyes shimmering with genuine appreciation. Su Zhe smiled modestly. "Thanks, but you're exaggerating. It's nothing special." "Not at all," she insisted. "I've worked with many pianists before, but your precision and rhythm are unmatched." Su Zhe chuckled lightly, but her words warmed his heart. Compliments, especially from talented peers, always held a certain charm. From her seat, Lin Shiqing watched the interaction with growing unease. Lu Chern's enthusiasm, coupled with her natural charm, made Lin Shiqing feel an unfamiliar pang in her chest. Was this jealousy? "You should go over," Yi Shinner whispered, sensing her friend's internal conflict. "If you like him, don't let someone else steal the moment. You'll regret it if you wait too long." Lin Shiqing hesitated, her eyes fixed on Lu Chern's cheerful demeanor. Objectively, she believed herself more beautiful, but Lu Chern's confidence was intimidating. What if Su Zhe? Lin Shiqing's thoughts spiraled. She shook her head, refusing to finish the thought. Despite her internal turmoil, Lin Shiqing remained seated, observing the scene. She couldn't understand why she felt so aggrieved. The feeling of possessiveness over Su Zhe, who was technically just a friend, confused her. But deep down, she knew the answer. She cared too much about him. Chapter 67. No, you can't have his contact info. The moment Lu Chern praised Su Zhe, a flicker of pride shone in his eyes. It wasn't every day he received such genuine admiration. Standing nearby, Kang Hao noticed the interaction and couldn't resist stirring the pot. "Chern, you've been single for ages, right? Why not give Su Zhe a shot? You two might get along." The room buzzed softly with suppressed laughter as Kang Hao's teasing words landed. Lu Chern, who embodied the quintessential first love, pure and innocent, blushed furiously, her soft features reddening like a sunset. "Senior, please stop joking like that," she murmured, nervously tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. Su Zhe shot Kang Hao a look, a blend of annoyance and amusement. "Kang Hao, don't spout nonsense. You're only making things awkward." But Kang Hao's mischievous grin hinted that the chaos was entirely intentional. Senior Su," Lu Chern spoke hesitantly, gathering courage. "Could I add you on WeChat? It would be helpful if I could reach out for piano advice." Before Su Zhe could respond, a crisp, icy voice interrupted. "No, absolutely not." The temperature in the room seemed to drop several degrees as everyone turned toward the source, Lin Shiqing. She was radiant yet intimidating in her black, low-V dress, her long, smooth legs peeking from beneath the flowing hem. Her gemstone earrings swayed gently as she walked, every step exuding authority. Her face, cold and dignified, silenced the entire hall. Lin Shiqing strode up to Su Zhe and slipped her arm through his, her movements calculated and deliberate. "Su Zhe is my boyfriend, so no, you can't add his WeChat." Her words hung in the air, heavy and resolute. Lu Chern paled, her confidence evaporating like mist in the sunlight. "I'm sorry, Senior Su. I didn't know you had a girlfriend," she stammered, retreating slightly. "It's fine," Lin Shiqing replied, her tone sharp. "Now you do." The hall was dead silent, as if everyone held their breath. Whispers started to break the stillness the moment Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing exited. "Did you hear that? Lin Shiqing just declared Su Zhe as her boyfriend. This is headline material. Why didn't anyone record it? My friend like Lin Shiqing, and was planning to confess. Guess that's out of the question now. Sure, it's your friend and not you? Meanwhile, Lin Shiqing dragged Su Zhe into a backstage room, finally releasing his arm once the door clicked shut. She turned away, her eyes darting nervously, unable to meet his gaze. "I only did that to protect you," she began, crossing her arms defensively. "That girl needed to understand boundaries. You're a vampire now, Su Zhe. Being too close to someone like her isn't just irresponsible, it's dangerous. You should be thanking me." "Oh, so you were just acting?" Su Zhe asked, a playful smile tugging at his lips. "Exactly," Lin Shiqing said quickly. "Don't read too much into it." "Then explain this," he pressed. "You don't want me to take it seriously, but you want everyone else out there to?" Lin Shiqing hesitated, her eyes widening as the realization sank in. That's just," she stammered, but her voice faltered. Finally, she took a deep breath and regained her composure. "Fine. In school, you'll act as my boyfriend, but privately, we're nothing more than acquaintances. Understood?" Su Zhe chuckled. "If you say so. But if we're going to convince everyone, we should start acting the part." Before she could react, he took her hand firmly in his. Her initial instinct was to pull away, but she paused. His hand was warm, grounding, and for a fleeting moment, she didn't mind. Su Zhe led her back into the main hall, their hands intertwined. As they stepped under the spotlight, the murmurs and whispers grew louder. Phones were raised, capturing the dazzling duo. Lin Shiqing stood stiffly, unaccustomed to such public displays. Su Zhe's reassuring grip steadied her, allowing her to maintain her usual cool demeanor. The crowd's chatter filled the air. "They look like royalty, so perfect together. This is the best thing to happen on campus all year." Su Zhe ignored the commotion. He glanced at Lin Shiqing, who seemed both flustered and resolute. He couldn't help but smile. In his heart, he knew this wasn't just an act. Since awakening as a vampire, his world had narrowed, but one thing was certain. If he were to spend eternity with someone, it would be her. Chapter 68, The Philosophical Love Support Club. As night descended, Su Zhe felt a noticeable improvement in his energy. It seemed that without the sun's oppressive rays, his blood coursed through him more freely, energizing his body. Now, backstage, he prepared for the evening's performance, set to begin in just 30 minutes. The aftermath of Lin Shiqing's unexpected official announcement earlier that afternoon lingered. Violinist Liu Churan, who bore an uncanny resemblance to a famous celebrity, had avoided Su Zhe entirely. Her demeanor during rehearsals betrayed her distraction. Her usually precise violin notes were slightly off-key. Kang Hao and Zhang Zilin couldn't help but express their admiration for Su Zhe, though it was tinged with envy. After all, Lin Shiqing wasn't just stunningly beautiful. Her affluent background made her the epitome of an ideal partner. Meanwhile, Zhang Zilin's own fortune seemed to take a turn for the better. Following Lin Shiqing's announcement, his dynamic with Gu Shuyi, a fellow otaku who shared his love for anime, transformed. Their mutual interests ignited a spark, and their relationship flourished. For Zhang Zilin, who had resigned himself to being single through college, this sudden romantic breakthrough was nothing short of miraculous. Though his appearance was unremarkable, he was slightly chubby with a boyish face. It didn't hinder Gu Shuyi's affection. Their shared humor and understanding made their connection seem effortless. Su Zhe, however, couldn't help but marvel at the irony. Zhang Zilin's newfound happiness meant juggling both a three-dimensional girlfriend and his devotion to his two-dimensional anime crushes. It was an amusing dilemma, one Su Zhe secretly hoped wouldn't spiral into chaos. Backstage, performers prepared for the evening's show. Even Su Zhe, who rarely thought much of appearances, found himself sitting under the skilled hands of a makeup artist. His makeup was light and natural, merely enhancing his already flawless complexion, a fact the makeup artist couldn't help but compliment. As Su Zhe scrolled through the university's forum, a post about a peculiar support group caught his attention. To his disbelief, A group of romantically inclined students had formed the Philosophical Love Support Club in honor of him and Lin Shiqing. The club had an intricate structure. Paparazzi captured candid moments of the couple, funders financed their activities, and event organizers planned future gatherings. Su Zhe shook his head in bemusement, recognizing this as the beginnings of a bizarre fandom culture. He decided to let the frenzy die on its own, ignoring it entirely. Time to get on stage. Kong Hao's voice jolted Su Zhe back to reality. The clock read 7:55 p.m. The audience was already filling the performance hall. Lin Shiqing sat front and center with Yi Xin'er and Cui Xiaoxi, chatting animatedly. "You really kept this a secret from us, didn't you?" Yi Xin'er teased. "I bet if that girl hadn't tried to get Su Zhe's WeChat, you'd have kept this under wraps forever." Cui Xiaoxi laughed. "It's fine. Seeing Shiqing happy is what matters. Love looks good on her." Lin Shiqing, blushing, dismissed their teasing with a playful scolding. But inwardly, she couldn't deny the surge of pride she felt knowing Su Zhe would soon be in the spotlight, showcasing his talent. At precisely 8 p.m., the hall plunged into darkness. The lights came up in two focus streams, one illuminating the dancers, the other spotlighting the accompaniment group. The first performance of the night was a lively piano-led gavotte dance. Dressed in a pristine white suit, Su Zhe's graceful profile under the spotlight drew sighs from the audience. While male students admired the dancer's athletic grace, many female students found their attention drifting toward the pianist, whose poise and talent were impossible to ignore. Lin Shiqing, watching Su Zhe play with effortless precision, felt an overwhelming sense of pride. His performance was a reflection of her own good fortune, and she relished the envy of her peers. Though she was nearly 180 years old, a secret she kept hidden, she felt like a giddy teenager in love. As the evening progressed, the atmosphere remained electric. The dancers moved with elegance, and Su Zhe's music transported the audience. Lin Shiqing closed her eyes, smiling as she let the melodies wash over her. Finally, the last dance concluded, signaling the end of the show. Yet, as the applause subsided, Su Zhe unexpectedly stood up, accepting a microphone from the host. The spotlight followed him, and murmurs rippled through the audience. What was he planning to say? Even Lin Shiqing, who had watched his every move with adoration, was caught off guard. Her brows furrowed slightly as she fixed her gaze on him, anticipation mingling with curiosity. Chapter 69. You Must Be Happy. As Su Zhe stepped forward into the spotlight, the other musicians and dancers retreated silently, guided by Kong Hao's subtle gestures. They disappeared backstage, leaving Su Zhe alone to command the stage. Kong Hao lingered for a moment, his gaze fixed on Su Zhe's tall, poised figure. Memories from 3 years ago surfaced vividly in his mind. Back then, during the music club's recruitment drive, Su Zhe had appeared in a crisp, sunny suit exuding effortless charm. Kong Hao, who had always considered himself a typical heterosexual, found his composure shaken. There was something magnetic about Su Zhe, a kind of gravitational pull that Kong Hao couldn't fully understand. Yet, Kong Hao knew one thing for sure. Su Zhe was the epitome of a vibranium-level straight man. There was no room for ambiguity in his demeanor. Because of this, Kong Hao kept his feelings locked away, uncertain whether they were born of admiration, friendship, or something deeper. He chose distance, avoiding Su Zhe while quietly keeping tabs on him, on social media, through mutual friends, and in fleeting glimpses during campus events. When Kong Hao learned of Su Zhe's betrayal, he'd been furious. He wanted to expose her deception, to retaliate on Su Zhe's behalf. Yet, as his investigations unearthed Su Zhe's tragic backstory, sympathy mingled with his anger. A child of the orphanage, Su Zhe had clawed her way into Manhwa University against all odds. Her past was riddled with pain and survival, but her actions, manipulating and betraying others, could not be justified. Torn between retribution and understanding, Kong Hao let her be. Now, As he watched Su Zhe on stage, Kang Hao felt a quiet resolve settle over him. His feelings, though complex, no longer mattered. What mattered was Su Zhe's happiness. "You must be happy," Kang Hao thought, a small smile curving his lips. With that silent blessing, he melted into the shadows backstage. On stage, Su Zhe stood alone with a microphone in hand. For a fleeting moment, he felt a twinge of nervousness. He recalled an old trick. If you're nervous, imagine everyone in the audience as giant carrots. The absurd thought brought a smile to his face. Rows of carrots, short, tall, plump, and uneven, filled the auditorium in his mind. Yet, amidst this imaginary sea of white roots, one figure remained untouched. Lin Shiqing, seated in the audience, her presence radiated like a beacon. She wasn't just an audience member. She was the audience. The nerves vanished. "Good evening, everyone," Su Zhe said into the microphone, his voice steady. "To close this evening, I'd like to dedicate a song to my girlfriend, Lin Shiqing. The song is called Xiaoyu." The room buzzed with excitement. Whispers rippled through the crowd, a mix of envy, awe, and intrigue. As Su Zhe took his seat at the piano, he let his fingers glide across the keys, coaxing out the first notes. His voice, though untrained and slightly raw, carried a warmth that resonated with the audience. There are always some surprising encounters. For example, when I meet you, your gentle and clear eyes appeared in my dream. Lin Shiqing's hand flew to her mouth, her eyes wide with surprise. Beside her, Yi Xin'er clasped her hands together, visibly swooning. "So romantic," Yi Xin'er murmured, her voice thick with envy. Even Cui Xiaoxi, who typically dismissed grand gestures of romance as juvenile, couldn't help but feel a tug at her heartstrings. Deep down, every girl dreamed of a moment like this, a hero to sweep her off her feet in front of the world. Su Zhe's singing wasn't perfect, but it was heartfelt. His voice carried an earnest sincerity that eclipsed technical flaws. It wasn't about mastery, it was about emotion. The audience hung on every word, every glance. Su Zhe's eyes repeatedly sought out Lin Shiqing, their gazes locking in moments of silent conversation. "This is too sweet," someone whispered. Another added, "Quick, record this. It's going straight to the school forum." Phones lit up across the auditorium as fans of the Lin Shiqing Su Zhe ship captured every moment. As the final note lingered in the air, Su Zhe stood and turned toward the audience. The applause was deafening. Backstage, Kang Hao emerged holding a bouquet of roses, his steps steady as he approached the stage. Chapter 70. So happy I could cry. Kang Hao handed Su Zhe a bouquet of roses, prepared well in advance. It was a vital touch to the evening. How could the final moment lack flowers? Taking the bouquet, Su Zhe turned and walked toward Lin Shiqing. Lin Shiqing's eyes widened, her hands instinctively covering her mouth in disbelief. Her heart pounded as her emotions surged, tears threatening to spill. She had never felt so profoundly happy. She asked herself, what is love? For centuries, she had pondered this question but never found an answer. To someone like her, a vampire with a long life ahead, love always seemed fleeting, conditional, or transactional. Family ties were entangled in politics, acquaintances pursued their interests, and her arranged fiancé cared only for her beauty and status. Genuine affection had always eluded her. But Su Zhe, through every shared moment, whether it was his quiet warmth at the piano, his willingness to risk everything for her, or even his fumbling humanity, she had come to see him as different. He had taught her that love wasn't about grandeur or perfection. It was about small, sincere acts. It was laughter and support, trust and acceptance, and finding joy in the simplest moments. As Su Zhe reached her seat, the spotlight followed his every step. The auditorium fell silent, holding its collective breath. Many of the girls in the audience felt like they were watching the climax of a romantic drama, but this was better, raw, real, and heartbreakingly genuine. Stopping in front of her, Su Zhe extended the bouquet. His expression was calm, yet his voice carried an unmistakable vulnerability. Lin Shiqing, I like you. The simplicity of his words hit harder than any rehearsed romantic confession. Lin Shiqing blinked, her tears finally spilling as she accepted the bouquet. She could hardly believe the moment was real. Her elm-headed Su Zhe had finally seen what had been in front of him all along. She wanted to rise and embrace him, but as she stepped forward, crash! A sharp pain shot through her ankle, and she stumbled forward, the bouquet still clutched tightly in her hands. The crowd gasped, but Su Zhe's reflexes were faster. He caught her in a firm embrace, steadying her before she could fall. Are you okay? He asked, his voice full of concern. Lin Shiqing bit her lip in embarrassment. As a vampire who had lived for 180 years, spraining her ankle during such a pivotal moment was beyond humiliating. Cui Xiaoxi and Yi Xin'er rushed to their side, quickly assessing the situation. Xiao Qingqing, your ankle is swollen, Yi Xin'er exclaimed. You need to go to the hospital right away, Cui Xiaoxi said. She turned to Su Zhe. You'll have to carry her. It'll be faster that way. Without hesitation, Su Zhe bent down, and Lin Shiqing reluctantly allowed herself to be lifted into his arms, wrapping her arms around his neck and burying her face into his neck. It's okay, I've got you, he said, his tone both gentle and protective. With Lin Shiqing in his arms, Su Zhe made his way out of the performance hall, her arms wrapped tightly around his neck. Despite the pain, Lin Shiqing couldn't help but smile. The warmth of Su Zhe's presence, his strength, and his unwavering care made her heart soar. The audience watched in stunned silence as the spotlight followed the pair to the exit. But the quiet didn't last long. Members of the Philosophical Love Support Club, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing's growing fan base, suddenly sprang to life, eager to capture every moment of this real-life drama. No way we're missing this, one girl shouted, pulling out her phone. As the crowd surged toward the exit, Cui Xiaoxi quickly stepped into action. Hold it, she commanded, standing firmly in front of the door. Let them have their moment. No pictures, no interruptions. Why do you care? One fan shot back. They're public figures now. Cui Xiaoxi rolled her eyes. They're students, not celebrities. Show some respect and let them breathe. Despite the grumbling, Cui Xiaoxi held her ground. Yi Xin'er, standing beside her, couldn't help but admire her friend's boldness. Sister Cui, you're amazing, she whispered. Meanwhile, Su Zhe had already exited the building, his pace steady but comfortable. Lin Shiqing, cradled against his chest, couldn't help but feel her heart flutter. You're so light, Su Zhe said absent-mindedly, his voice soft. Lin Shiqing's cheeks flushed. Stop talking and focus on walking, she muttered, though her tone lacked any real bite, her breath tickling against the tender skin of his neck. Su Zhe carried her effortlessly, weaving through the campus and out onto the quiet streets. His enhanced physical abilities made the task easy, but it was Lin Shiqing's presence, the feeling of her warmth and trust, that gave him an unexpected sense of fulfillment. He was careful not to dwell too long on the sensation of her soft figure pressed against his chest. I'm a gentleman, he reminded himself, though his reddening ears betrayed him. For Lin Shiqing, every step Su Zhe took felt like a promise. This was love, not the grand gestures or the poetic words, but the unspoken devotion that came through when it mattered most. Well, we can't take you to the hospital. I'd be surprised if you needed to go. With a giggle, Lin Shiqing closed her eyes and rested her head against Su Zhe's shoulder, a small smile playing on her lips. For the first time in centuries, she felt truly, completely happy. Chapter 71. A Test of Love. By the way, how did you manage to sprain your ankle earlier? It's quite amusing, an elegant vampire tripping like that, Su Zhe teased with a playful grin. Lin Shiqing glared at him, her cheeks puffed indignantly. It's your fault? Who asked you to ambush me with that song? You startled me, and I twisted my ankle because of it. Fair enough, Su Zhe chuckled. But tell me, how is my singing? Be honest. Lin Shiqing tilted her head, pretending to think deeply before declaring, terrible. Absolutely awful. So the tears in your eyes were because my singing was so bad that it made you cry. The soft glow of the streetlights illuminated Lin Shiqing's face, and her eyes sparkled mischievously. Yes, your terrible singing brought tears to my eyes. Any issues with that? Su Zhe burst out laughing. Nope, none at all. He then glanced at her foot. So, is your ankle feeling better now? You could have just used some of that vampiric magic to heal it instantly. Lin Shiqing shrugged, crossing her arms with a pout. Oh, it's been fine for a while now. But I still wanted you to carry me. Excuse me? I recall someone saying you liked me earlier. Don't tell me you're already regretting it and won't even carry me, she said, her tone teasing yet firm. Of course not. What he didn't say was that any man in his position would gladly oblige. With her in a light, flowing dress and his hand holding her legs touching soft bare skin, her warm presence pressed against his chest was more than enough to make his heart race. He adjusted his grip on her thigh, careful to be respectful, yet unable to ignore the sensation. Good, Lin Shiqing said, satisfied. She directed him toward Chonglin Park, the sprawling greenery next to their university. It was an unusually quiet evening, the usual bustle absent. Su Zhe was happy to oblige, his stamina more than capable of carrying her weight. But just as he was settling into the rhythm of their walk, he felt a sharp sting on his neck. Hey, what are you doing? He yelped. Lin Shiqing leaned back, licking a drop of blood from her lips. That's your punishment for laughing at me earlier, she said smugly. Couldn't you have warned me first? That really hurt. Her playful smirk faded into guilt. Really? I'm sorry. She touched the bite mark lightly, letting a faint crimson glow mend the wound. Better now? Su Zhe felt the warmth spread across his neck and smiled. Much better. But next time, give me a heads up, okay? Feeling a playful mood, he added, or maybe, a nibble to warm me up. Lin Shiqing's voice softened, unusually gentle. Okay, I won't do it like that again. I promise. The unexpected tenderness in her tone made Su Zhe's chest tighten. It's fine, he said, brushing it off. You can do it any time you want. His casual generosity only seemed to encourage her. She leaned forward, her voice a playful whisper. Then don't mind if I do. Before he could protest, she brushed her lips up his neck until she reached the spot she wanted to bite and softly bit his neck. So softly, it wouldn't even leave a mark, never mind break skin. The feeling making him hum in pleasure. In the next moment, he felt the familiar sting of a real bite, as Lin Shiqing fed on him. You're impossible, Su Zhe muttered, though he couldn't help the smile tugging at his lips. As they wandered deeper into the park, Lin Shiqing suddenly asked, Was what you said earlier true? What part? Su Zhe blinked, caught off guard. The part where you said you liked me, she clarified, her voice barely above a whisper. Su Zhe's heart thudded. I meant every word. I like you. Lin Shiqing paused before murmuring, then, Can I be your girlfriend? The words caught Su Zhe by surprise, and he froze. Did she just say yes? His brain scrambled to catch up. Does this mean you agree? He asked hesitantly. A barely audible was her reply, her face buried in his neck. Wife, Su Zhe teased, his tone laced with glee. Lin Shiqing's face flushed crimson. Don't push it. She swatted his shoulder lightly, but couldn't suppress a shy smile. Wife, 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 Su Zhe repeated, reveling in the word. You're insufferable, she muttered, pinching his arm lightly, though the warmth in her voice betrayed her amusement. As they continued to banter, raindrops began to fall, quickly escalating into a steady drizzle. Great. That explains why the park's so empty, Su Zhe remarked, sighing. But Lin Shiqing's tone turned serious. This is your first test. Test? Su Zhe asked, his brows furrowing. Yes. Since I've only agreed to give you a chance, you need to prove yourself. What do you want me to do? Lin Shiqing leaned closer, her voice soft yet firm. Carry me all the way home, in the rain. What? Su Zhe exclaimed. But your villa is over 20 kilometers away. So? Just say yes or no, she challenged, her eyes gleaming with mischief. Su Zhe sighed, the rain soaking through his clothes. Are you sure this isn't just an excuse to cuddle longer? Lin Shirqing's voice dropped to a whisper. Maybe. Her honesty disarmed him. Su Zhe adjusted her weight in his arms and began walking. Good, let's go. For her, he thought it was a small price to pay. Chapter 72. Practicing Love. The Left Bank Western restaurant was unusually quiet that evening. Low whispers mingled with the gentle clinking of cutlery on fine china, and the soft glow of candlelight cast warm hues across the intimate setting. Yihui sat at the table, staring at the medium-rare steak in front of him. The faintly congealed blood on the surface made the dish look unappetizing, especially to him. He glanced up at Bai Ying, who sat across from him, calmly slicing her steak into neat, deliberate portions. He couldn't help but ask, why are we here? We're vampires. We don't need to eat, and even if we do, we can't digest this. Bai Ying paused mid-cut, her silver earrings catching the light as she looked up with a small, knowing smile. Eating isn't just about digestion, Yihui. Sometimes it's about the experience. The experience? He repeated skeptically, gesturing at his plate. Even if you enjoy the moment, you'll just spit it out later. What's the point? She leaned back slightly, her tone calm but tinged with amusement. Not everything in life has to have a point. Eating, for me, is a source of happiness. Why should I give that up just because I've changed? Yihui frowned, momentarily thrown off. But humans eat to survive. It serves a purpose. For us, it's futile. There's that word again, purpose. You overthink things, Bai Ying said, taking a sip of water. Why does everything have to be about survival? We're alive, aren't we? Maybe it's not about purpose, but about enjoying the journey. Yihui fell silent, unsure how to counter her logic. After a moment, she continued, if you think about it, living as a vampire is no different. We exist for centuries, knowing death is inevitable. Does that mean our lives are meaningless? He opened his mouth to respond, but found himself at a loss. Bai Ying had an uncanny ability to frame things in a way that left him questioning himself. Why do you still enjoy human food, though? He asked, steering the conversation to safer ground. She tilted her head thoughtfully. I suppose it's because I never stopped loving it when I was human. Old habits die hard, you know? Maybe my love for food carried over after I became a vampire. And the whole vomiting part? Doesn't that bother you? It did at first, she admitted, her lips curving into a mischievous smile. But you get used to it. Everything gets easier with time. Her gaze shifted to him, sharp yet gentle. Just like how you're not used to being around me yet. That's why you're so stiff and awkward. Yihui blinked, caught off guard. I'm not. You are, she interrupted, her voice teasing but firm. You fidget, avoid direct eye contact, and overthink every word you say. It's like you're walking on eggshells around me. He stiffened, feeling exposed. Was he really that transparent? You weren't like this with your assistant, Zhou Xueming, Bai Ying continued. With her, you're relaxed because you've worked together for years. It's all about familiarity, Yihui. Her words stung slightly, though he couldn't deny the truth in them. Do you know why I brought you here today? She asked, shifting gears. He hesitated. Why? She gestured subtly around the room, where couples were enjoying candlelit dinners. This restaurant is a popular date spot. I wanted to ask you, do you see us moving forward? Do you want to deepen our relationship? Her directness caught him completely off guard. Bai Ying had always taken the lead in their interactions, and this boldness was both endearing and overwhelming. I think so, he stammered, unsure if his response sounded convincing. Bai Ying's eyes crinkled with amusement. You think so? She echoed. Yihui, relationships aren't scientific equations. You don't need to calculate every variable. He chuckled nervously. Fair point. Good. Then let's practice being a couple, she declared with a playful grin. We'll start by spending more time together, doing things like this, dinners, movies, and enjoying each other's company. That's how you build familiarity and comfort. Yi Hui nodded, though his agreement was more out of politeness than genuine confidence. You're still tense, she noted with a sigh. Don't worry, you'll get used to me eventually. It's just like your assistant. You need time to adjust. Before he could respond, she added, speaking of which, I already bought us movie tickets. Afterward, we'll check into a hotel for the night. He nearly choked on air. A hotel? Isn't that a bit fast? Fast. She raised an eyebrow, clearly unimpressed by his hesitation. Relax. I'll handle everything. Just come along. Before he could protest further, she took his arm and pulled him to his feet. Outside the restaurant, the rain had started to fall steadily, and Yi Hui realized he hadn't brought an umbrella. Without thinking, he shrugged off his jacket and held it over Bai Ying's head. Come on, he said, guiding her toward the parking lot. Bai Ying stepped under his makeshift shelter, her smile softening. Despite his stiffness, he had his moments. When they reached the car, she noticed how soaked he was, his shirt clinging to his frame. A pang of guilt mixed with warmth surged in her chest. You're drenched, she said, brushing a strand of wet hair from his forehead. Let's skip the movie and head straight to the hotel. You need to change into something dry. I'm fine, he insisted, though his shivering betrayed him. She ignored his protest, rising on her tiptoes to press a light kiss to his cheek. Be good and listen to me, okay? You've done enough for today. For the first time that evening, Yi Hui relaxed, the corners of his lips curling into a faint smile. Maybe Bai Ying was right. Relationships didn't have to be overcomplicated. Sometimes, it was enough to simply go with the flow. Chapter 73, Reflections and Rain. Zhou Xueming stared out through the glass of the cozy cafe, her eyes fixed on the Left Bank Western restaurant across the street. The evening rain streaked down the windows, blurring the glowing lights of the bustling city and transforming the world outside into a dreamlike haze. The cafe was abuzz with the scent of freshly brewed coffee, and Americano was the drink of choice for most patrons. Having never tasted coffee before, Zhou Xueming decided to follow the crowd and ordered a cup. When the steaming mug arrived, she took a tentative sip, only to grimace at the bitter taste that almost made her spit it out. Clearly, coffee isn't for me, she thought wryly, setting the mug down. But she wasn't here for the coffee. Her real purpose lay beyond the rain-streaked window. Across the street, Yi Hui held his coat aloft, shielding the elegantly dressed Bai Ying from the downpour. Under the makeshift canopy, the two walked closely, laughing softly as they moved toward the restaurant entrance. The sight sent a pang through Zhou Xueming's chest, though she noted with some surprise that it wasn't as sharp as she had feared. Earlier that afternoon, Zhou Xueming had seen Yi Hui and Bai Ying leave the office together, their easy camaraderie drawing her attention. Something about their connection nagged at her, and she had impulsively decided to follow them. Now, watching the scene unfold, her mind churned with conflicting emotions. Do I like him? She wondered, reluctant to confront the question. Yet, deep down, she knew the answer. Her attachment to Yi Hui was the reason she cared so much about his interactions with Bai Ying. Letting out a sigh, she reached for her coffee again. This time, the bitterness didn't seem as overwhelming. Funny how feelings change with perspective, she mused. Calling for the check, she stepped out into the rain, covering her head with her bag as she dashed toward the nearest bus stop. The cold raindrops seeped through her clothes, and she shivered slightly. When she reached the stop, the absence of buses at that late hour forced her to hail a taxi. As the car sped through the rain-soaked streets, her thoughts turned to Bai Ying. Bai Ying was everything she wasn't, poised, graceful, and effortlessly charming. She imagined attending Yi Hui and Bai Ying's wedding someday, eating her share of wedding candies, and finally putting her feelings to rest. Some things have to be let go, she thought, her heart heavy but resolute. Back at her apartment, soaked to the bone, she opened the door to be greeted by her little Shiba Inu, bounding toward her with infectious enthusiasm. Smiling despite herself, She scooped up the fluffy creature. "You little rascal," she murmured, stroking its damp fur. "At least you'll never break my heart." Meanwhile, on a rain-slick street not far away, Su Zhe trudged forward, Lin Shiqing nestled tightly in his arms. The downpour had long since soaked them through, their clothes clinging uncomfortably to their skin. Each step splashed through puddles, yet neither seemed inclined to seek shelter. "We're almost there," Su Zhe said, his voice a mix of relief and exhaustion. "Really? That felt fast," Lin Shiqing replied, sounding surprised. "Fast? We've been walking for over 4 hours," he said, shaking his head in disbelief. Lin Shiqing's laugh was soft, almost drowned out by the rain. "Does that mean we've been a couple for 4 hours?" "From the moment you said yes," Su Zhe confirmed, a grin spreading across his rain-soaked face. Her playful tone returned. "So, tell me, how does it feel to be my boyfriend?" He chuckled, squinting against the rain. "Don't you think this is an odd moment to discuss that?" The image they presented was indeed peculiar. Two drenched figures trudging through the storm at midnight, resembling ghosts in the dim light. Perhaps fitting considering they were vampires. Lin Shiqing tightened her grip around his neck, lifting herself up to look him in the eye. "Answer me," she whispered, her voice tender and insistent. Su Zhe sighed theatrically before replying. "Well, the best part is finally being able to hold you in my arms whenever I want. Don't even think about it. I'm perfectly capable of sleeping alone." While she groaned in mock protest, she still squeezed herself tightly against his chest, her head returning to its spot nestled in his neck. He laughed. Sure. I seem to remember you falling asleep next to me more than once." Despite the cold rain and their drenched clothes, Lin Shiqing felt warmth spreading through her chest. For the first time in a long while, she felt cherished, cared for, and dare she admit it, loved. "So this is what it feels like," she thought, a smile tugging at her lips. "To be someone's everything." Chapter 74. The 5 Stages of Intimacy. But if a couple isn't sleeping together, are they even a real couple? Su Zhe exclaimed, visibly frustrated. Lin Shiqing's expression didn't waver. Instead of addressing his claim directly, she tilted her head and asked, "So, you really want to sleep with me?" "Of course. How much do you want to—" Su Zhe froze for a moment, caught off guard by her directness. He hesitated before replying, "I really want—" He emphasized each word, as though saying it 3 times would prove his sincerity. Lin Shiqing burst into laughter, her clear, bell-like voice filling the air. "What's with repeating it 3 times?" she teased. "Doesn't it make my point crystal clear?" Her lips curled into a sly smile. "Well then, the more you want it, the less likely I am to agree. If you were indifferent, maybe I'd consider it." "What? That makes no sense." Su Zhe's head spun, his confusion evident. "It's simple. The easier something is to get, the less you'll value it. This way, I'm keeping you on your toes," Lin Shiqing said, giving his ear a playful tug. Su Zhe groaned, defeated. "Don't look so down," she said softly, her teasing tone replaced with warmth. "As long as you treat me well, I'll say yes someday." Really? Hearing this, Su Zhe's mind began to race. He recalled something he'd once read about the stages of intimacy in a relationship. The first stage, holding hands. It's the simplest yet most innocent gesture, a mark of newfound affection and trust. The second stage, hugging. It's an embrace that conveys warmth, protection, and a deepening bond. The third stage, kissing on the cheek, leading to the fourth stage, kissing on the lips, a milestone that signifies true passion and commitment. And then there's the fifth and final stage, physical and emotional unity, where 2 souls connect as one. Rushing through these steps, Su Zhe thought, could unravel a relationship. He had seen it happen. In the fleeting age of social media and swiping apps, people skipped stages and stumbled into shallow, short-lived flings. Real intimacy required patience and care, something Su Zhe was willing to offer Lin Shiqing. "So, where are we now?" Su Zhe asked, leaning closer. "Where are we?" Lin Shiqing repeated, confused. I mean, as a couple, what's my level of access? Access? You know, how far are we allowed to go? Hugging? Kissing? Something more? Lin Shiqing blushed, taken aback. She mulled it over for a moment before replying, hugging. That's your current privilege. Hugging? Just hugging. What's wrong with that? Were you expecting more? She teased, her voice softening. Well, she said with a mischievous smile. If you want more, you'll have to work for it. Impress me, Su Zhe. Su Zhe grinned. He didn't mind taking things slow with Lin Shiqing. They'd only known each other for a little over 2 weeks, after all. Good things take time, and she was worth every moment. Back at the Lin family villa, Lin Xiaohua and Lin Wen were lounging on the living room sofa. Lin Xiaohua's arm rested lazily around his wife, while Lin Wen leaned into his embrace. Don't get any funny ideas, Lin Wen said, stopping his wandering hand. What? We're husband and wife. Who's going to stop us from being affectionate? Lin Xiaohua protested, though his tone was playful. This is the living room, Lin Wen replied, her voice tinged with mock scolding. What if Xiaoqing comes home and sees us? So, what if she does? We're not doing anything inappropriate, he countered with a smirk. Lin Wen rolled her eyes, but couldn't help the slight blush that crept onto her cheeks. Still, the mention of their daughter made Lin Xiaohua's expression shift. It's past midnight. Why isn't Xiaoqing back yet? Could she be spending the night with that boy? Relax, Lin Wen said, patting his arm. Xiaoqing is responsible. We've talked to her about boundaries. She'll keep her word. Lin Xiaohua sighed, his concern softening. I just can't believe she fell for a blood slave. It's still hard to wrap my head around. As long as she's happy, isn't that what matters most? Lin Wen said gently. Lin Xiaohua nodded reluctantly. Over the past weeks, he'd grown to respect Su Zhe, if only a little. The young man cared deeply for Xiaoqing, and that was something even Lin Xiaohua couldn't ignore. Maybe you're right, but thinking about it makes me feel old, Lin Xiaohua said with a chuckle. Then, a mischievous glint flashed in his eyes. Speaking of getting old, why don't we practice for a trumpet again? Lin Wen froze, her face instantly reddening. What are you talking about? You know exactly what I mean, he said with a grin. We could try for another child. Are you serious? Of course. I'll take care of everything. You won't have to lift a finger, he promised, his voice filled with affection. Lin Wen sighed, but couldn't hide her smile. Fine, let's see if you can keep up with me, old man. And so, as rain pattered against the windows, love and laughter filled the Lin family villa, a reminder that intimacy, in all its stages, is a journey worth cherishing. Chapter 75, an embarrassing scene. Night fell, and the rain persisted, veiling the streets in a dim, hazy glow. Amid the faint light, a figure leaned against another for support, moving slowly through the downpour. Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing were nearing the Lin family villa. As they approached the edge of the villa's gated area, Lin Shiqing tapped Su Zhe's shoulder lightly. Let me down here, she whispered. We'll sneak in quietly, so my parents don't notice. Su Zhe raised an eyebrow. Your father's a baron. Do you really think he'll miss us? Lin Shiqing nodded. If they're asleep and we suppress our blood energy fluctuations, we should be able to slip past unnoticed. Obediently, Su Zhe eased her onto her feet. As she adjusted her stance, he couldn't help but notice her figure illuminated by the rain, her silhouette accentuated by the wet fabric clinging to her frame. His gaze drifted for a moment too long. Lin Shiqing caught him, her arms crossed instinctively over her chest. What are you staring at? Ahem. Nothing, Su Zhe stammered, quickly shrugging off his jacket and draping it over her shoulders. Better. Lin Shiqing's irritation softened as warmth spread through her. Thanks, she murmured, wrapping the jacket tighter and pulling him into an embrace. For a moment, Su Zhe froze, overwhelmed by the closeness. So soft, he thought, his cheeks flushing. You're really different from the others, Lin Shiqing whispered. You're not like the ones who only care about my looks. Su Zhe cleared his throat, trying to maintain composure. "Of course, I'm a gentleman," he declared, though a pang of guilt followed. The thunder that rumbled above almost felt like divine judgment. Breaking the embrace, Su Zhe tapped her lightly on the head. "Let's get going." The two slipped into the villa area. Unlike the traditional architecture of Shilin Villa, this neighborhood was modern, with a distinctly European style. Even in the rain, the landscaped paths and ornate buildings exuded sophistication. At the entrance, they masked their blood energy and moved quietly. The sound of rain on the large fountain near the gate provided cover as they approached the villa. As they neared the main house, however, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing paused. A peculiar sound reached their ears, soft, rhythmic noises carried faintly through the rain. Lin Shiqing frowned. "Do you hear that?" Su Zhe nodded, his brows furrowing. Is someone watching a movie?" "Impossible," Lin Shiqing whispered. "My parents wouldn't." The realization hit them both simultaneously. Lin Shiqing's cheeks burned as she cautiously peered through the large, rain-streaked window. One glance was all it took for her to jerk back, her face crimson. "What's wrong?" Su Zhe asked, though he already had a sinking suspicion. Lin Shiqing grabbed his arm. "We're staying somewhere else tonight," she whispered firmly, her tone leaving no room for debate. Su Zhe, deciding discretion was the better part of valor, didn't press for details. He avoided even a single glance at the window, determined to preserve whatever dignity remained for Lin Xiaohua and his wife in his mind. As they retreated from the villa area, Su Zhe noticed Lin Shiqing's conflicted expression. She seemed on the verge of speaking, but ultimately stayed silent. Finally, she sighed. "There's a hotel nearby. Let's just stay there for the night," she suggested. Su Zhe nodded. "Works for me. Not that I'm particularly sleepy. How about you?" Lin Shiqing shook her head. "Not really. I've been resting all day and my blood energy's full. I mostly just want to shower and get out of these wet clothes." Su Zhe retrieved his phone from his pocket. Despite the rain, it remained functional. "Guozi phones are pretty amazing," he remarked. "It's been through all this, and it's still fine." Opening the map app, he quickly located a nearby hotel. "There's an express hotel about 800 meters from here. Let's head there." Lin Shiqing agreed, and they set off, their clothes dripping water as they walked through the rainy night. The Dorn Express Hotel glowed faintly in the distance, its sign a beacon of refuge. Inside, the young night shift clerk barely concealed his surprise when Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing walked in, soaked to the bone. Water pooled at their feet, dripping steadily onto the tiled floor. "Good evening," the clerk greeted them, his curiosity barely masked. "How many rooms will you need?" Chapter 76. Shattering Expectations. Su Zhe hesitated before flashing an awkward but knowing smile at the hotel receptionist, subtly raising a single finger as if to communicate without words. The receptionist, experienced in reading between the lines of countless customers' quirks, immediately understood. Years of working at the Express Hotel had trained him well. Ahem, the receptionist cleared his throat, keeping a straight face. "We only have one room left, and it's a double bed." Relief spread across Su Zhe's face as he muttered, "Thanks." This man was truly a master of discretion. Lin Shiqing, standing behind him and still wrapped in his jacket, raised her eyebrows. "What did he say?" Su Zhe turned to her, careful to keep his voice casual. "Only one room left, a double bed. Is that okay?" Her expression flickered with hesitation. "Only one room? There's no other hotel nearby." "Not for miles," Su Zhe replied with a shrug. Lin Shiqing paused, clearly weighing her options. She glanced at the jacket draped over her shoulders, her wet hair clinging to her temples. "It's just for a shower and rest," she reminded herself. "No need to overthink." "All right," she finally said, her tone firm despite the faint blush creeping up her neck. Su Zhe nodded, trying to mask his own nervousness. "I'll handle the booking." A few minutes later, keycard in hand, Su Zhe glanced at the male receptionist one last time, catching the wistful look on the man's face as he stared at Lin Shiqing. Brother, life isn't fair, Su Zhe thought, silently thanking his luck. Upstairs, Su Zhe held the door open for Lin Shiqing, letting her enter first. The room was modest but clean, with a neatly made double bed that dominated the space. You take a shower first, Su Zhe said, gesturing toward the bathroom. Lin Shiqing nodded, disappearing inside. The sound of running water filled the room shortly after. Su Zhe sat on the chair, staring blankly at the bed. His mind raced, his heart pounding in a rhythm that refused to settle. It's just a shower, he reminded himself. Stay calm. In less than 20 minutes, Lin Shiqing emerged, her petite figure wrapped in a bathrobe, her damp hair framing her delicate features. The scent of shampoo wafted through the air. Your turn, she said with a small smile, her voice carrying a softness that made Su Zhe's throat tighten. He cleared his throat. Right. Be quick. Inside the bathroom, Su Zhe rinsed off hastily, the generic hotel shampoo leaving a faint, unpleasant smell in his hair. He barely noticed. When he returned to the room, towel draped around his neck, his eyes widened. Lin Shiqing had divided the bed with the quilt, forming a clear boundary. She lay on one side, patting the empty space next to her. Come on, lie down. Let's talk for a bit, she said casually. Su Zhe blinked. She's serious? Reluctantly, he climbed into the bed, lying stiffly on his side. The quilt barrier felt more symbolic than practical, but he respected the gesture. So, what do you want to talk about? He asked, his voice soft. Lin Shiqing smiled. Anything. Tell me about yourself, your dreams, your plans. As the night deepened, the awkwardness between them began to fade, replaced by genuine connection. They shared stories, dreams, and fears, their voices hushed as if the quiet intimacy of the room demanded it. Meanwhile, across town at the Hampton Hotel, an entirely different scene unfolded. The opulence of the five-star suite shimmered under golden light, but Yi Hui barely noticed. His mind was a whirlwind. He lay on the bed, still grappling with the sheer absurdity of what had just happened. Did I just lose my virginity? The realization hit him like a freight train. For centuries, he had clung to a life of self-control and solitude, and now, within mere hours, Bai Ying had shattered it all. He glanced at the bathroom door, where the sound of running water had just stopped. The door creaked open, and Bai Ying stepped out, her nightgown loosely draped over her shoulders. The fabric did little to conceal the curves beneath. Yi Hui averted his eyes, clearing his throat awkwardly. Your buttons aren't fastened. Bai Ying shrugged with a mischievous smile. I know. Does it bother you? Before he could respond, she was beside him, leaning in so close he could feel her warmth. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Don't be so tense. I won't bite. Unless you want me to. Yi Hui felt his pulse quicken as she wrapped her arms around him, pulling him into her embrace. He struggled to process the whirlwind of emotions, desire, confusion, and something deeper, something unsettling. Bai Ying, he began hesitantly, do you always approach relationships like this? Bai Ying laughed, a light and airy sound. You're overthinking. In this fast-paced world, why waste time? If both people are willing, what's the harm? Her words were carefree, but they struck Yi Hui like a slap. He frowned, a sinking feeling blooming in his chest. So, you've done this before? Bai Ying tilted her head, unbothered. Of course. If the chemistry feels right, why not? Life's too short to overanalyze. Yi Hui's stomach churned. He felt as though a gulf had opened between them, her nonchalance clashing violently with his centuries-old values. To her, this was just a momentary thrill. To him, it was something sacred, something binding. You don't understand, he said quietly. What's there to understand? We're both vampires. Why complicate things with unnecessary rules? Her words were light, but they only deepened the ache in Yi Hui's chest. He had lived through empires rising and falling, witnessed human folly and resilience, and yet, here he was, grappling with feelings of emptiness after one night. As Bai Ying leaned in again, Yui turned his face away, his voice barely above a whisper. Maybe I'm the one who doesn't belong in this world anymore. Chapter 77. Call me Dad. What's wrong with you? Buying asked, noticing Yi Hui's expression harden, her voice tinged with confusion. Yi Hui stood silently, his mind churning with regret. Bai Ying's allure was undeniable, her boldness intoxicating. Yet, her words had struck a chord he couldn't ignore. Even after they confirmed their relationship, she suggested keeping things open. For Yi Hui, who cherished the idea of exclusivity and loyalty, this was a betrayal of everything he believed in. Bai Ying, he began, his voice steady but resolute, I think we need to keep our distance from now on. He pulled on his clothes with deliberate calm. What? Bai Ying sat up, startled. Didn't you just promise to take responsibility for me? I did, but I can't accept your views on relationships. Love should be between two people, not scattered carelessly. It's better to end this before we hurt each other further, Yi Hui said firmly, walking out of the room without a backward glance. Bai Ying stared after him, her thoughts a whirlwind of disbelief. She had thought he would understand, that life was about indulgence, about embracing every experience. How could he be so rigid? Their worlds were too different. Morning crept over the horizon, its light spilling through heavy curtains. Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing lay side by side on the hotel bed, their night peaceful and uneventful. True to their word, they'd simply rested. Lin Shiqing stretched and clapped her hands. Time's up. Let's head back. Su Zhe groaned dramatically, burying his face in the pillow. I'm exhausted. I need a kiss to recharge. Lin Shiqing rolled her eyes, exasperated. Is that supposed to be some kind of magic cure? Not just any kiss. Yours. He grinned, peeking at her from under the covers. With a sigh, Lin Shiqing leaned over and planted a quick, light kiss on his cheek. Happy now? Su Zhe's grin widened. Perfect. Minutes later, they were downstairs. Su Zhe bought a black umbrella from the front desk, holding it over Lin Shiqing as they stepped into the morning light. Not bad having someone to carry the umbrella for me, Lin Shiqing teased. This is just the beginning, Su Zhe shot back playfully. Their laughter echoed softly as they strolled back to the Lin family villa. Despite the simplicity of the moment, the warmth between them was unmistakable. Su Zhe couldn't help but reflect on how much Lin Shiqing had changed since they'd first met. Gone was the aloof, cold young woman. In her place stood someone vibrant and full of life, a companion who teased and joked with him without hesitation. When they arrived, Lin Xiaohua and Lin Wen were seated in the dining room, casually sipping from crystal goblets filled with crimson liquid. You're finally back, Lin Xiaohua remarked, his tone neutral as he glanced at Lin Shiqing. It rained all night, so we stayed out, Lin Shiqing replied. She fought to suppress the memory of walking in on her parents' intimate moment the previous evening. I've decided not to oppose your relationship anymore, Lin Xiaohua said calmly, his eyes shifting to Su Zhe. But remember, this is your choice. You'll have to take responsibility for it. Lin Shiqing's jaw dropped in surprise. Really? You're okay with us? Her father's earlier disapproval had been unyielding. This sudden change was nothing short of miraculous. In truth, Lin Xiaohua and Lin Wen had discussed the matter at length the night before. Life, even for vampires, was fleeting in its own way. Why impose unnecessary restrictions on their daughter's happiness? Yes, Lin Xiaohua affirmed, his gaze steady. But Su Zhe, he leaned forward, his voice taking on a sharper edge. If I find out you've mistreated her, I won't hesitate to make you pay. I would never, Su Zhe replied earnestly. I'll do everything to make her happy. Good, Lin Xiaohua said. If you need financial support, just let me know. As long as it doesn't exceed 10 million a month, you're free to use it as you see fit. Money is the least of our concerns. Lin Shiqing's face lit up. Dad, you're the best. She hugged his arm affectionately. Thank your mother, Lin Xiaohua said, his expression softening. She's the one who convinced me. Lin Shiqing turned to Lin Wen. Mom, thank you. Lin Vin sighed. You're so willful. Just remember, this was your choice. Don't come crying to us if you regret it. Lin Shiqing glanced at Su Zhe, her expression serious but tender. Did you hear that? No regrets. Of course not, Su Zhe assured her, his voice filled with sincerity. For him, being with Lin Shiqing was more than enough. She wasn't just his partner. She was someone who understood him in ways no one else could. Starting today, you'll be learning combat skills from me, Lin Xiaohua announced. As a blood servant, your physical strength has limits, but proper training will make a difference. Su Zhe's eyes lit up. Training under a Baron-level vampire? This was an opportunity he couldn't pass up. His raw strength had carried him so far, but without skill, he'd always be vulnerable in a true battle. Thank you, Uncle, Su Zhe said gratefully. Lin Xiaohua raised an eyebrow. Uncle? Is that what you're calling me now? Su Zhe hesitated, then ventured tentatively. Dad? Lin Xiaohua nodded, his expression unreadable. Much better. Su Zhe felt a surge of mixed emotions. It had taken just over a month to go from stranger to being welcomed into the family. And now, he had a father-in-law who commanded respect and fear in equal measure. So this is what it feels like to level up in life, Su Zhe thought with a wry grin. Chapter 78, A Taste of Experimentation. The following days passed quietly, with Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing sticking to their usual routine of skipping classes and spending their time together. Their focus remained on waiting for the cool-down period of Lin Shiqing's blood-sucking ability to end. The prospect of her gaining another lottery draw piqued their interest, although they both knew the incremental improvements had grown almost negligible. Su Zhe couldn't help but wonder if things might change after Lin Shiqing advanced to the rank of Baron. Meanwhile, Lin Xiaohua had to leave temporarily due to pressing matters with his clan. His planned combat training sessions with Su Zhe were postponed, though he assured them he'd return in 3 days. During his absence, Lin Wen took over Su Zhe's training. Despite not being as formidable as Lin Xiaohua, Lin Wen, a 9th-level vampire with nearly 500 years of experience, still had plenty to teach. The lessons focused less on traditional combat skills and more on the unique abilities of vampires, blood magic, and evasive techniques. Su Zhe quickly discovered that fighting as a vampire was less about brute strength and more about prediction and reaction. Like playing a strategy game, each spell came with a tell or preparatory motion, a forward movement that could clue an opponent into what was coming next. The primary offensive spells, such as the Blood Energy Ball, Blood Flame, and Blood Beam, required varying degrees of blood energy manipulation. Though straightforward to learn, they demanded precision and timing to master. Despite his novice status, Su Zhe's mental agility, aided by his unusually high attribute points, put him ahead of Lin Shiqing in reaction speed. This realization surprised them both and hinted at his potential to bridge the gap between their levels. His only lingering concern was his defense. Would Lin Shiqing still be able to draw blood if his defense stats became too high? He needn't have worried. He soon learned that a vampire could adjust their body's toughness at will. Relaxing completely allowed for easy penetration of his skin, while tensing up made it almost impenetrable. It's like the legendary Golden Bell technique, he mused to himself, though he avoided sharing the thought out loud to prevent being mocked for reading too many wuxia novels. With this newfound knowledge, Su Zhe became curious about an unconventional idea. What if he bled himself in human form, then drank his own blood as a vampire? Would it have the same effect on his strength as when Lin Shiqing consumed blood? The notion was absurd yet intriguing enough to test. The opportunity arose one morning when Lin Wen was still asleep, and Yi Hui and Bai Ying were out. The villa was quiet, leaving Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing alone. He shared his plan with Lin Shiqing, who reacted with a mix of disbelief and concern. "Are you out of your mind?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. "Why would you want to bleed yourself?" "For science," Su Zhe replied with a smirk. "And maybe a bit of fun." Lin Shiqing sighed, but agreed to help. She retrieved a goblet from the kitchen and stood ready with a knife. But as she held the blade, hesitation gripped her. I'm not a doctor, she muttered. What if I cut too deep? Come on, it's just a small cut, Su Zhe reassured her. If it goes wrong, you can heal me, right? Still unconvinced, Lin Shiqing handed him the knife. Fine, do it yourself. But if you pass out, I'm breaking down that door. In the bathroom, Su Zhe stared at his reflection in the mirror, knife in hand. With a quick motion, he made a shallow cut on his neck, just enough to open a vein. Blood trickled steadily into the goblet he had placed on the sink. The sensation was oddly mundane, more like a mosquito bite than the dramatic pain he'd imagined. Yet, as he watched the crimson liquid pool in the glass, a sense of exhilaration bubbled within him. When the goblet was nearly full, Su Zhe transformed back into his vampire form. The wound on his neck sealed instantly, leaving no trace of the incision. With a glass of blood in hand, he stepped out to meet Lin Shiqing, who looked at him with a mix of exasperation and curiosity. Your clothes are stained, she remarked, pointing at the blood smears. I'll wash them for you later. You? Wash clothes? Su Zhe raised an eyebrow in mock surprise. Since when does a young lady like you do laundry? Lin Shiqing huffed. Why not? Don't underestimate me. Just wait. I'll prove I can do it. Su Zhe chuckled. I wasn't doubting you, Miss Perfect. If anything, I'm thrilled my wife is willing to do my laundry. Good. You'd better be grateful, Lin Shiqing replied, crossing her arms with a satisfied smirk. Sitting down with the goblet, Su Zhe stared at the blood, its rich color glinting under the light. He hesitated for a moment before taking a cautious sip. Warmth spread through him instantly, followed by a surge of energy. His senses sharpened, and his body hummed with power. Though the effects were subtle, they were undeniably there. Well, Lin Shiqing asked, leaning forward. Su Zhe smiled, licking a trace of blood from his lips. It works. This might actually be a game changer. Lin Shiqing shook her head, a small smile playing on her lips. You're insane, but I guess that's why I like you. And with that, Su Zhe's unorthodox experiment marked yet another step in his unconventional journey. Chapter 79. Only fresh blood counts. Laundry could wait. Su Zhe had more pressing matters, testing whether drinking his own blood could enhance his strength. He brought the tall glass of blood to eye level and frowned. Qingbao, does this blood look a bit cloudy to you? Qingbao was Su Zhe's new nickname for Lin Shiqing. At first, she found it cringeworthy, but over time, she had come to accept it. Now, she simply sighed and leaned over to inspect the glass. Let me see, she said, taking the glass from him. The crimson liquid glinted in the light, but was marred by faint impurities. It is cloudy, Lin Shiqing confirmed, frowning. And the impurities seem to be increasing over time. Could it be that exposure to air degrades the blood? Su Zhe's eyes lit up. That's possible. Usually, when you drink my blood, it's fresh direct from the source. This is the first time we've let it sit out. Lin Shiqing nodded thoughtfully. And the taste. I can feel it declining, like the blood is losing its vitality. Then I'd better drink it fast, Su Zhe decided. Without hesitation, he downed the glass in one gulp. The blood was still warm, and as it flowed down his throat, Su Zhe felt a familiar surge of power. But the effect was muted, like a faint echo of the strength he usually felt when Lin Shiqing fed directly. Still, it gave him an idea. What if I bled myself in human form and then consumed it in vampire form? Couldn't that create a kind of perpetual motion machine? Lin Shiqing raised an eyebrow. That's ambitious, but wouldn't it strain your body? Su Zhe nodded. True. Plus, like you, my vampire form can only digest a limited amount at a time, 500 or 600 milliliters every 3 days. Overdoing it would be counterproductive. He took a moment to reflect on another oddity of his transformation. You know, injuries in one form disappear when I shift to the other. It's like having a reset button. But if both forms are injured, he trailed off, unwilling to voice the grim conclusion. How does it feel to drink your own blood? Lin Shiqing asked, curiosity gleaming in her eyes. It's strange, Su Zhe admitted. The blood works, but it's less effective than fresh blood. I think the vitality diminishes the moment it's exposed to air. So, to sum up, my blood can only be consumed directly. Storing it is useless. Lin Shiqing sighed. That's a shame. I thought you might have found a shortcut. Su Zhe shrugged. It's fine. I've got enough opportunities to grow stronger. One failed idea isn't the end of the world. Lin Shiqing's eyes sparkled with determination. That's the spirit. You know, some ancient texts mention that high-quality blood essence loses its potency when exposed to air. It seems this applies to your unique blood as well. Her insight resonated with Su Zhe. That makes sense. Thanks, Qingbao. By the way, now that the experiment's done, I need to change out of these blood-stained clothes. Lin Shiqing beamed. Let me wash them. This will be my first time doing laundry for you. Su Zhe raised an eyebrow. You don't need to hand wash them. Just throw them in the washing machine. Lin Shiqing shook her head. No way. I saw a video last night that said hand washing your boyfriend's clothes is a must for girlfriends. It's a rule to show your love. Su Zhe's face darkened. Wait, what kind of video was this? Lin Shiqing pulled out her phone and showed him a short clip. The content was appalling. Girls should abide by traditional virtues. Always agree with your husband, hand wash his clothes, and never talk back. This is how you prove your love. Su Zhe's jaw dropped. This is outdated, sexist nonsense. Qingbao, please don't take this seriously. Men and women are equals. We don't need these feudal practices. Lin Shiqing blinked, her cheeks tinged with embarrassment. Oh, I thought it was a human custom. I didn't realize it was nonsense. Su Zhe softened. If you really want to help, just use the washing machine. It's faster and easier. The time we save can be spent together, talking, playing games, or just relaxing. Her eyes lit up. Really? Su Zhe chuckled. Of course. Why make life harder for yourself? Lin Shiqing nodded, a wide smile spreading across her face. In that moment, Su Zhe realized just how much she still had to learn about blending their worlds. And he found himself looking forward to guiding her every step of the way. Chapter 70, Blood Purity Ascends. The chaos of the short video platforms annoyed Su Zhe. Poorly regulated and inundated with misleading information, these platforms allowed harmful ideas to spread unchecked. Scrolling through his phone, Su Zhe came across a video promoting toxic relationship dynamics. It preached that men should pamper their partners, buy expensive gifts, and shoulder all responsibilities while women remained passive. Enraged, Su Zhe promptly reported the video. How many people have fallen for such nonsense? He muttered. The growing tide of gender antagonism in modern discourse troubled him. True partnership, he believed, thrived on balance, each supporting the other. Neither party should bear the entire burden nor feel entitled to perpetual indulgence. Lin Shiqing, sitting nearby, was lost in thought. This is my first relationship, she confessed. I thought showing love meant washing your clothes by hand. Su Zhe blinked, unsure whether to laugh or be touched by her innocence. It's sweet, but don't stress over it, he reassured her. In the following days, Su Zhe and Lin Shiqing focused their energy on training. The Lin family villa's basement had been converted into a spacious training ground where Su Zhe practiced manipulating blood energy. Hours of repetition, drawing, shaping, and directing the energy had transformed him from a novice into someone capable of executing basic attacks. Blood energy could be molded in various forms. Spheres for energy blasts, beams for concentrated attacks, and flames for wide-range damage. Su Zhe managed to release a stream of blood flames from his palm with a dramatic flourish, followed by a well-formed energy ball. Though satisfied with his progress, repeated training drained his reserves. By late afternoon, his blood energy had bottomed out. As recovery took time, he shifted his focus to another opportunity, Lin Shiqing's blood draw. Having fully digested the previous session's blood, she was ready for another draw, an act that also meant a new lottery chance for Su Zhe. This time, Su Zhe was determined to improve his luck. Music, he theorized, might help set the right mood. In the cozy ambience of their bedroom, Su Zhe stretched out on the bed, ready for the familiar ritual. Lin Shiqing approached, casual yet elegant in a loose t-shirt. As she leaned in, her movements were precise and practiced, a reflection of their growing familiarity with the process. She drew 500 milliliters of blood with ease. Ding! Congratulations! Mission complete. All attributes +1. A new lottery draw is available. Lin Shiqing sat back, her cheeks flushed as blood energy surged through her veins. The change this time was intense, far more potent than before. Are you okay? Su Zhe asked, noticing her trembling. Lin Shiqing clutched her chest, her breath coming in ragged bursts. It hurts so much, she admitted, her voice shaking. Her body radiated heat, a stark contrast to the natural chill of vampires. Her crimson pupils glowed faintly as she gripped Su Zhe's arms, her nails digging into his back. Despite the pain, Su Zhe remained calm, holding her close. It's okay. I'm here, he whispered. The transformation was grueling, but Su Zhe knew it was a necessary price for growth. It reminded him of the excruciating pain he endured when his attribute points surged. Evolution always demanded a sacrifice. Lin Shiqing's agony persisted for 30 minutes before subsiding. Her breathing steadied, and a newfound clarity lit her eyes. I can't believe it, she exclaimed. My blood purity, it's ascended to the 12th generation. Su Zhe raised an eyebrow. 12th generation? That's amazing. Among vampires, blood purity followed a hierarchical structure from the 1st to the 13th generation. Each successive generation represented a dilution of the original bloodline strength. For Lin Shiqing, whose parents were 12th generation vampires, her prior purity placed her at the peak of the 13th generation. Now, after weeks of drinking Su Zhe's blood, she had crossed that boundary. If my blood purity was a puddle before, Lin Shiqing explained, it's now a small pond. Her voice brimmed with excitement. This changes everything. My chances of breaking through to Baron have skyrocketed. Su Zhe chuckled. Looks like my blood's quality has improved a lot recently. No wonder your reaction was so intense this time. Lin Shiqing nodded, her expression a mix of awe and gratitude. Your blood didn't just sustain me, it transformed me. As they shared the moment, Su Zhe suddenly winced. A sharp pain shot through his back, and he groaned involuntarily. Lin Shiqing's eyes widened. What's wrong? It's nothing, Su Zhe replied, waving her off. Just some scratches from earlier. I'll heal them with blood energy. Let me see, Lin Shiqing insisted, her tone firm. It's really no big deal, Su Zhe protested. Turn around now, she demanded, guilt evident in her voice. Reluctantly, Su Zhe obeyed, revealing a series of shallow scratches across his back. Lin Shiqing's nails had drawn blood during her earlier outburst. Lin Shiqing's eyes filled with guilt. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. Su Zhe smiled. It's fine. I'll heal in no time. But Lin Shiqing wasn't satisfied. She gently placed her hand on his back, channeling her blood energy to aid his healing. As warmth spread through his wounds, Su Zhe felt a sense of peace. Thank you, he said softly. Lin Shiqing leaned her head against his shoulder. Thank you, Su Zhe, for everything.
That brings this part of the story to a close. Thank you for listening to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please like the video and leave a comment with your suggestions. They are invaluable for improving the content. If you'd like to follow the story, remember to subscribe. This story is complete and spans 720 chapters, with new videos being released on a regular schedule.